I'm Michael Kraver, and I live at 4 Darby Court. I spoke at the public hearing a few years ago against FASNY's project. The point I tried to make at the time is that FASNY is wrong to claim that it will help the White Plains public schools. In fact, it will not. FASNY's presence in White Plains will only make it harder for our public schools to retain the character that makes them special. We have great public schools in White Plains. They were great for me when I attended. They are great for my daughter, who is now a first grader at Ridgeway. The special character of our public schools is that they have a unique diversity because they draw students of many races from various different neighborhoods in White Plains. But there are disturbing trends developing which threaten to jeopardize that special character. The demand among young families for homes in White Plains is not what it used to be. And an increasing number of young families in White Plains are choosing not to send their kids to our public schools. White Plains, for a long time, has had great private schools, and those families have been an important part of our community since my childhood. My first rec league soccer coach sent his son to OLS, and my best friend from childhood attended Salmon Schechter until he joined the public schools as a freshman in high school. While our community has always benefited from families who chose private school, they were never so numerous as to jeopardize the connection between our city and our school district. That connection is becoming weaker by the day, and the city of White Plains needs to act urgently to help our public schools by doing what we can to reverse this trend. All of that is just a summary of what I already said back in September of 2014. I'm here now to provide an update. I have here statistics from the U.S. Census. They tell us about the percentage of children who enroll in public school. When we look at White Plains, we see a noticeable decline in recent years. In 2009, the percentage of White Plains kindergarten students in public school was estimated to be 93.4%. By 2012, the number had declined to 88.6%, and by 2015, the number had declined again to 86.4%. It is no coincidence that as the percentage of students who enroll in public schools declines, our district's reputation suffers and our test scores fail to keep up with competitive districts. Here is a chart from realestatehudsonvalleyny.com. It ranks the school districts in Westchester based on ratings from greatschools.org. White Plains ranks a 6 out of 10, even with Tarrytown. New Rochelle and Hendrick Hudson both get 7 out of 10. Numerous districts get 8 or higher. And here are statistics from data.nysed.gov, the state government, for the years 2013, 14, 15, and 16. The statistics I have with me are for the White Plains School District and New Rochelle, the local district most similar to ours. These statistics relate to performance of 3rd through 8th graders in math as compared to the state overall. They show that for each of the last 4 years, New Rochelle had a higher percentage of students scoring in the top 2 levels than New York State had. White Plains, in contrast, for each of the last 4 years, had a lower percentage of students scoring in the top 2 levels than New York State had. This trend of more White Plains families choosing private schools cannot be reversed by the school district because it is not caused by the school district. We have great teachers and great administrators in our public schools. Their job is to educate everyone who walks in the door, and they do a great job of it. There is no public school district I'd rather enroll my daughter in. But this trend of more White Plains families choosing private schools is real, and it is dangerous. If this trend is not reversed, the critical link between our city and our school district will be severed with terrible consequences for both. Our city must be proactive about protecting our public schools by doing what it can to assure that students attending our public schools continue to reflect the various neighborhoods across White Plains. Adding yet another massive private school will hurt public school students from across White Plains, whose classrooms will continue to lose the neighborhood diversity that has always made them special. And it will hurt homeowners across White Plains because the values of their homes are directly connected to the fate of our school district. Addressing this troublesome trend requires a multifaceted approach beyond the scope of this hearing. But the appropriate place to start is by making clear that White Plains does not benefit from another massive private school, let alone one that will destroy the character of one of our oldest neighborhoods. I am offended by the notion, advanced by many who spoke in favor of FASNY tonight, that White Plains needs a French school to become a diverse community. I'll finish in a second. I stand here as the father of a daughter in our great public schools, as an alum of our great public schools, and as someone who celebrates the many benefits of a public school education in a diverse district. I ask you to begin reversing this dangerous trend by saying no to this massive private school. Thank you.